welcome to this final episode in the live play of the new Medieval Tales from Europe system. Actually, the adventure, the Relic of Lindisfarne, is pretty much over for our players, but we wanted to put a bonus episode in so that we could see some of the features that we hadn't demonstrated, especially combat. Enjoy! Welcome everybody to this final episode of the Relic of Lindisfarne. As always, I'm Greg, I'm the narrator, and we're joined by Brad, who's playing Milo, Lyndon, who's playing Odo the fighter, and Leon, who will be Samuel the votary. Now, when we last joined this crew, they'd done a good job, in fact, the perfect job as far as players in this adventure, and they had managed to achieve all the goals, which meant that the Theobald of Falkbridge and the Prior, Aiden's, their forces would be free to take on the Norsemen who had camped themselves on the island and had assaulted Lindisfarne, the island. So we pick up with battle raging inland from the beaches where the Vikings landed, and Samuel, Milo and Odo are still at Lindisfarne Abbey. And whilst at Lindisfarne Abbey, waiting for things to unfold and for Prior Aiden to finally be able to sign off the fact that he has received the bones of St. Cuthbert, you're in the sort of the inner sort of grounds of the abbey, where most of the villagers from Lindisfarne village have come, and you're sort of counting amongst them, and you notice that there are a few missing. As you do that, Bethany comes running in to the main, through the main gate, and spies Milo. And she comes running up to you and goes, Milo, thank goodness you and your friends are here. There's been a problem. Little Agnes has been taken. One of the Norsemen took her and made his way to the beach, and I know that Will followed her, but nothing has happened, and I don't know what's happened, and I think she may be in trouble, and he may be trying to make off with her. I don't know. Help!
Will help? What do you want me to do about it? Come on, Bethany.
Well, it's just that you're friends with, and she sort of looks at Samuel and goes, with him, and you're also friends with, and sort of looks up at Odo and goes, that. I mean him.
All right. We'll fight the scary boat people.
Odo sort of saunters up beside Milo and thumps him on the back and goes, I've seen your work. You're a very brave man, Milo.
Now, my girl, look, when did all of this happen?
Not more than half an hour ago or so. It has not been very long, plus the time it took me to run here. So, not long.
Right. You rest easy, young girl. This young daughter of the light shall be saved. We shall head out and follow in the footsteps of these dastardly devils and bring young Agnes home once more. Never fear.
And as you do that, you see that Father Conrad is he's there, and he sort of comes up to you and goes, "So, Samuel, you wish to leave the safety of the abbey?"
I feel I must. I feel this might be a calling for me to take action, and I have these fantastic chaps here with their many and various skills to aid me.
And he looks at Odo, and you see that he kind of gets it, and then he looks at Milo and goes, and raises his eyebrow.
Startling range of skills.
I want to do like a cool knife trick to try and impress him.
make either a sleight of hand or a performance check. Your call.
That's performance. How do you feel about this?
and it's describe the knife trick for me. What is the essence of this knife trick?
It's that classic, like between knuckles, like rolling it from thumb to pinky and then back to thumb.
And he looks at you and he goes, "All right, well, if juggling and tricks are required, then you have this, Samuel."
By your leave, we wish to head out immediately while the trail is still hot.
And he looks at you and goes, "We shall all pray for you." And doesn't stand in your way. So you're going to head out. You head out of the abbey, and there are several beaches, I suppose, that you could choose from. Or you could, the abbey is here, and it is essentially beach wherever you like. So you could probably go and have a look to find where the boats have pulled up. If you guys want to go over to sort of the edge and make a perception check.
Sounds like a good thing to do.
Sounds like a good thing to do. Everybody, let's look out for the boats. Perceive with the best of your perceptibilities.
All right.
No seagulls in the way this time.
Oh, damn seagulls.
No, there are not.
Have you still got that seagull?
Devil.
So Odo, probably being Frankish and having more experience of these sort of things than other people, you're able to pick out that there are several boats pulled up all along this beach here, but reasonably sort of about where that target was there. You can see what you think there are a couple of figures by a longboat on the beach. It'll take you probably about 15 minutes to get there, but yeah, you can see that sort of stuff.
Yeah, Odo's just there and goes.
All right.
Onward!
So yeah.
Oh, them seagulls is back.
Yes, the seagulls are back. You make your way down. Takes about 15 minutes to find your way there. And as you come to the beach, you're confronted with this sight. You make your way onto the beach, and you can see when you get there that there is this boat. You make out the sign of Will lying on the ground there, and you can see standing in the boat, you can see a Norseman, and you can just see the top of a child's head or a young person's head. So, Milo, you've just headed straight over to Will.
Yeah.
As you get to about, you get there, or close, the Norseman comes down the boat a bit and shouts at you. What language do you speak?
Hang on, I've forgotten this. I have Common and Basic Celtic.
Basic Celtic, so you wouldn't necessarily understand what he's saying. It sounds pretty aggro. Odo, you do, and I think Samuel, you speak Frankish as well, don't you?
No, Germanic and
Oh,
Vulgar
Germanic. Yeah, no, Germanic. So because it's a Germanic language, both Odo and Samuel understand the essence of it, and his essence essentially is, "So you weaklings have come to throw yourself on my mercy then."
Well, Odo, this fellow seems quite rude.
What's he angry about? It's just because he's only got the top of that kid's head.
At which
Couldn't
case,
be, I hope not.
Agnes screams, "Help me!"
He has to still be connected, Milo. Right, we're still in time.
Odo's just going to start walking forward, I guess. It is me, isn't it?
So
Yeah.
you get, as you get a little bit closer, and with that, the Norseman spies you, and he leaps down. So I'll let's give him a roll just to see, just in case he's completely inept. But we'll give him an athletics check to see what his jump down was like. Nails it. Lands in a sort of a superhero stance, shield down on the ground, axe above his head, and he looks at you and he sees your shield, recognizes that you might be a warrior, and he looks at you and goes, "It's time for you to leave. Well, my men are slaughtering the rest of your people, and soon we will return to the boats, and you will all die."
Odo just looks around. You're by yourself now.
And he looks at you and just goes, "I am never by myself. Where I go, Woden follows!" And he's going to brandish his axe in an attempt to try and intimidate you all. Now, Odo is not affected by that, I don't believe, but
No.
the rest of you will be. So I will get the rest of you to make I'll make an intimidation check, and then the rest of you guys can make a saving throw wisdom saving throw versus that for me. So I'll do that. Won't be one moment. Here he goes. So I'll roll for the Norseman. One moment.
We all have fogey moments, bro. It's okay. It's still a safe space.
Oh, what?
Wow.
So Samuel and Milo, you're both frightened of him. So you can't get any closer to him at this stage, and anything you try to do while you can see him with his bared axe is going to be at disadvantage. So that's the scenario for you guys.
Yep. I
But
see the size of his axe, and I compare it to the size of my knife, and I just gulp.
Yeah. He and so he's not attacking yet. He's sort of he's happy to menace you, basically, at this point. But he is standing there and he looks at you and he goes, "Run! Run!"
Sounds like a good idea. Well, I don't understand him.
No, you just hear this guy going, "Ah! Ah! Ah!"
What's he screaming about?
Milo, to me. I'm gonna come over
But I was going to
here.
take Will's boots. All right.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right up to there. Just whatever this, shieldish equivalent of dodging is, and say something along the lines of, "Stop wasting everyone's time."
All right. And he looks at you and he goes, You wish for her? You wish for the girl? What is she to you?"
Well, that's an interesting story because you see, ha! And I attack him.
All right. Roll for initiative.
Boom.
That's gotta be with advantage, surely.
Odo, you hot-headed fool!
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll give you 1 round where you get an uncontested go, because he's pretty convinced that he had you guys all terrified of him. So I'll give you
Okay.
give you one.
Dive forward 10 feet and
I'll get you to roll for initiative though.
okay.
I'll just remove. Yeah,
Initiative.
yeah. All
Oh,
right.
that went. Did it?
Yep, it did. All right.
Okay.
So we'll get you get an attack though first. So you have managed to get the drop on him. He was expecting everybody to be terrified. Yeah, make an attack. It's a 13.
Oof.
And that is his armor class. So he will use his shield to parry. So he gets to make a roll against you using his dexterity, and he's going to roll to see if he can parry you. So if he gets higher than a 13, he manages to do a parry. And he does. So you come in, you got him on the hop by surprise. You come down, big slow motion kind of, Michael Bay axe strike, and he goes, "Aah!" and parries it perfectly. Your axe catches in the wood of his shield. He's parried for this round, but we are now into combat. So, Knifey Milo, you are up.
Yeah.
You are.
I can't move any closer to him until I overcome a wisdom save or something.
That is correct. So you can make a new wisdom save this round. So you do that first up if you like.
Okay. You might as well do that. Because
It'd
the only thing I could do from this distance is a bow, and even then I think it's too far.
Remembering that he did get a
Oh
no. In fact, a little bit of pee comes out. Just seeing how absolutely skilled he is when he puts the axe up. You were totally expecting that Odo was going to go over there and just carve him from shoulder to navel, and he puts up his sword and you just go, "Ah!" and a little bit of pee comes out onto the sand.
I shouldn't have had all that milk.
But you can make an attack if you like, but it would be at disadvantage.
Yeah, well, I think at the distance, it's just not gonna be a smart move because that's so far away.
Could you run around the other side of the boat? Could you run away and hide around that side?
I might just I don't know if you consider this closer, but I might just move like a little bit around, strafe around a little bit.
Moving around is fine. I'll let you do that.
Like something like there. It's not really
Okay.
closer.
All right. Yep. No, I'll let you do that. That's all good. All right. So that's your turn. It is the Norseman's turn. He is now going to attack you, Odo, with his axe. So he is going to fire up with the axe. And he misses. Goes for a big swing to try and show you who the man is. Ah! Whiff straight over the top of your head. No dice. But he's not going anywhere. He's going to stay right where he is. So Odo, you are up.
Okay, I will have another go at him. Silently. Did that?
Yeah, here it comes.
Swing
Oh, that is
sword.
another good
What have we
one.
got?
So he gets another parry this round. So I will do that. Use
So to
that.
parry, he has to now beat a 19.
Yeah, and he doesn't. So you do damage. Roll for damage. He's using his shield. So his shield gives him a good parry. So that does mean that he gets advantage. So I'll roll one more time.
Yeah.
But otherwise you're going to do 12 damage to him. So let's just... Oh, not a saving throw. It'll be an ability check. No way!
Seagull's coming straight for me.
So your sword snakes out and gets him a great blow right into the meat of his leg, and he wobbles and staggers. At this point, you can see the fear start to come into his eyes. So I reckon at this point, are you going to do anything else at this point?
I will actually just take one step back.
So you'll be out of his. He'd get an. Oh no, he can't get an opportunity attack because he's used his parry. So you step out. Yep. Cool.
Yeah. Just like invite him to do what he will.
All right, Samuel. There's nothing necessarily in the rules about this, but I reckon seeing how badly Odo wounded him, I reckon you can make your save at advantage in this occasion against being afraid of him.
Thank you very much.
Yes. You see him and you know that the Lord guides Odo's arm against this filthy infidel, and with that you decide that you will you have the strength and the power you need to continue against him. So yeah, you can make an attack, take an action, whatever you want.
So I'm thinking I'm gonna make a run for the other side of the boat.
So you're gonna dash? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still wanting to get this wee lass Agnes out of trouble, and at least I can get her away and leave my able-bodied chaps to. But I do want to perhaps shake Milo out of it as I run past. Could I drag him with me? Could I grab him and drag him?
Yeah, I reckon you can drag him.
I mean, I might not get quite as far. I accept that.
Yep.
So maybe if we got to about something like there-ish.
Yep.
And I've dragged you along with me, Milo. And along the way, I'm going to say to Milo, I think our best chance to help Odo is from behind this bad fellow. Let's get Agnes.
And the other thing about being behind him is that the being afraid only applies as long as you can see, as long as the weapon can be seen and heard. So if you get round the back, you're not going to be able to see him, and it doesn't really make. Well, it makes a noise when it hits, but yeah, if you can get Milo around that corner, he's certainly be good to go. All right, so it is now, I believe, it is Milo. So you can make another save at disadvantage if you like.
Cool. At disadvantage?
No, just at advantage now because you've seen. That is a save. You are no longer frightened of this dude.
Suck it, no pants.
So yeah, you can attack him. You can do whatever you like now.
Yep. Do you think I would get the gist of what Samuel's trying to get me to do? Like, go past it, like to just leave the fighting to Odo and do some stuff, trickery from behind, or do you think Milo's too stupid and we'll just attack?
Well, no, I
Now
think
that he's not afraid.
I think Milo's sense of self-preservation is strong enough to immediately twig into that sort of stuff. He's gonna get that straight away, I reckon.
Okay, cool. Yeah, in that case, I will. I will go where Samuel was going. I'll just use my turn to continue that
Okay. All right.
and drag him with me.
All right. So
All this dragging.
Fascinating new D&D escape tactic.
Hey, hey!
It's like drifting on cycles.
have you?
What's my movement? 30 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And
Alright.
then if I'm dashing, that's another
Number
1,
6.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go.
All right. So yeah, you are now in a position where you no longer see him either, so you wouldn't be afraid of him, but it is his go. He's badly wounded, but the bloodlust is upon him, and he's still convinced that he can one-hit punch you. So he's gonna come charging up. He screams, at you, and he gets close enough so that there's spittle flecking everywhere, and he's just like, "Now you die!" And he's gonna have a belt with his axe. Here we go. For an 11, I think that's going to miss you, isn't
Ooh,
it?
that's a miss.
That's a miss. So he has missed again, and you can see now the initial bit of fear that he had in his eyes is now magnified. He can't seem to hit you. You are unnerving him now. All right, it is Odo's go.
So Odo just looks him in the eye and mutters, "God is with me," and swings his sword.
Let's see if he is. He is not. It is just it just comes up, and he's just in time to get his axe head on the sword as you swing past, and stops. And you guys hear that Agnes is continuing to scream from the boat. Are you gonna step back, or are you staying where you are?
Staying there, smiling vaguely.
All right, Samuel, you are up.
Okay, I'm gonna give myself up next to Milo and go, "Look, Milo, they're on the beach. Grab the axe."
Yeah, there
Try
is.
and at least level the playing field, and then I'm gonna come over to the side of the boat here and go, girl, come this way."
So you can only see the top of her head, and she she whimpers, I can't.
Alright, with the last of my movement, I'd like to try and somewhat discreetly clamber up over the lowest part of the boat in my robe. And
He's a good climber.
I'm a good climber.
He's been the Capuchin monk before.
Tuck that robe in there.
All right, give it an athletics check for me. Oh, what's that? Yeah, I'll give that to you.
13.
Yep, you get up. That's all good. You are into the boat.
No, I cannot. There is a wall.
Oh, okay. I'll put you up in just one moment. One moment, caller.
Thank you.
I'll just bring up my second.
And I'm going to
screen.
hunker myself down so I'm less visible. I don't quite know why I'm physically hunkering down right now to explain that to you, but and girl, come here, girl.
And you can see that she's tied up, so she's been lashed down. She's and he was probably in the process of gagging her when you guys showed up. All right, So that is the new round. Milo, you are up.
Okay. Well, having seen that Samuel is on the boat, and I'm guessing he is going to take care of the girl situation.
Yep.
I'm going to go back to the front of the boat.
Yep.
Using technical terms here, the front.
Yep.
40 end.
And drop my knife in the sand and pull out my bow.
All right. Take a shot. So because you are practiced, you've used it several times, but you are not proficient in it. You don't get a proficiency bonus, which you wouldn't get anyway. So you just make a straight roll, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, that is a 15. Now, I do not believe that he can parry that because, oh no, he can. So he can get an opportunity to try and parry that, presumably to put his shield up. So we'll give him that chance. So you got.
Oh, it says impossible parry on the common bow.
Mm-hmm.
Does impossible parry? Then it can't. So yeah, you stick him. Roll for damage.
Suck it, Thor.
Oh.
Eat my arrowhead.
Describe for me the path of Milo's arrow and what it does to Torbjorn, your Norseman.
So I've got like shaky hands and hold it up as best I can. While I'm also keeping half an eye on the knife that I dropped in the sand at my feet, because it's a good knife. I don't want to lose it. And pull back and just like quite quickly and recklessly let loose. And I'm not aiming really at anything in particular, just this big shape of a person. And it sails and wobbles a bit through the air, and then it like clips an exposed part of his shoulder and just tears a big chunk of flesh off his shoulder. And then sails past.
But that is enough. As it tears a chunk off his shoulder, it gets a little bit closer than you can even see from your area towards an artery, and he's looking at you, Odo, and all of a sudden he sort of slumps against your shield, and you notice that all the strength has pretty much gone out of him. There is the squirting of blood coming from the side of his neck, and he just up against your shield and then slowly starts to just lean forward as if there is no strength left in him. His legs go out from under him and he sort of crumples at your feet, completely and utterly dead. And then for a moment there is just the sound of the wind and the seagulls, and you guys are alone with a dead Norseman, all alone on the beach.
I'm gonna have a little look over and see what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do, I'm going to go down to this young Agnes.
Yep.
Calm down, girl. Calm down. The bad man is gone now. We'll be getting you home.
And she sort of looks at you and she goes,
Time.
"You untie her," and she wants to know, is it safe for her to?
Oh yes.
So
I think I might try a little suggestion on this tiny mind to put it at ease.
All right.
I feel I must.
Oh, make a charisma roll then.
All right, here we go. Ooh. She's only tiny. Surely I can fool her.
Oh, maybe not. she's pretty cunning. So
These young'uns nowadays.
What if I yell like, "Oh, get off that boat, Agnes! Bethany wants you, you little shit."
It's a 9. It's not quite enough, and in fact, Milo's shouting actually achieves the opposite effect that you are hoping for. And she's like, "That man is shouting! That man is shouting!"
We used to call him Knifey Milo, but now we call him Shouty Milo.
And she sort of looks at you and goes, "Knifey Milo!" And then starts to back and sort of trips over the bench. And there's general chaos. Down on the beach, what's Odo doing?
Odo, sort of had this guy drop dead in front of him and sort of looked around, taking in. Eventually, Milo still not having put his bow down, and sort of looks forward and just quietly murmurs to himself again, "God is with me." Plants his sword in the sand for a moment and has a brief prayer.
All right. While he's doing that, what's Milo doing?
Checking on Will.
Will is
Where are Will's boots?
Make a medicine check for me.
Okay. My specialty.
Yeah. Well, especially in the Middle Ages, it's everybody's specialty. Yeah. You don't know if he's alive or dead. But there seems to be a little bit of blood, but not very much. And it mainly seems to be, and his nose seems to have been further smashed in than it was after you guys did it the last time.
Yeah, just kick him gently.
and you hear, "Oh!" He is. You didn't need a medicine check. You just needed a boot. He seems like he may be alive and starting to come round to consciousness.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just stay with him.
All right. So you manage to eventually talk Agnes down, and Will wakes up and he sort of looks around and he goes, he looks over at the Norsemen and he looks over and he goes, "Did I do that?"
Yeah, you did, actually. You're a big hero, you are.
The Lord delivered you through it, my
Go
son.
tell everyone the story. No, it's a great story. Go tell it to everyone.
And he goes, "Oh, I will!" And he gets up to run, but as with many people who have been heavily concussed, he immediately just falls face first in the sand again, and starfishes a little bit, and then sort of pulls himself back up and scrambles and goes, "I'm a killer!" and runs a little bit further and then falls and gets on his knees and obviously has a little bit of a puke and gets up and runs again. Yeah, so you guys going to do anything more down on the beach before you head off?
Milo, did you want that axe over there?
Yeah,
That fellow's got a sword and an axe, and, while you've got your knife,
doody-doo.
we don't really want to leave these weapons lying around for the children to find.
So yeah, I mean,
okay.
you can take a knife, the sword or the axe. You would be incompetent in it. I think that's the term, because you've never used it before. But you could, with time, get practiced with it. But also, it's a valuable piece of kit.
I would take it mostly for the monetary value.
All right. So I will drag there is an axe there and also a sword. The shield is broken and the armor is useless. However, Odo, if you so chose, there is a nice suit of mail on the Norseman, and because the killing blow was struck to his neck, you've got this suit of armor if you want to take it.
I absolutely have that.
All right.
And also, if there's, if no one's coming right now, I we'll get up onto the boat.
He has vanished.
Quickly seeing if there's anything, but mostly with the intention of seeing if I can set fire
I
to it.
am curious to know if there's anything that the Abbey might wish me to collect from the barrels. Unholy paraphernalia, etc.
Make an investigation check. And you can too if you want to, Odo, or you can do it helping each other out. That's your call.
Let's see.
14.
Oh, place.
14, yeah.
Oh, may as well have a go.
All right. So with those rolls, 14 and a 15, there is food. Those barrels seem to have salted food and things in them. There's very little else by way of treasure or anything, of course, because they're coming over here to get it. So, but there is, several barrels worth of food if you wanted it. There is a few little heathen trinkets lying around. And of course, you can see that the prow of this boat is carved into some sort of unnatural, supernatural dragon, something sort of heathen,
Demonic.
So yeah, that's what you find on board. There's also a lot of waste and rubbish. This boat has been home to sort of 20 or 30 men for at least a week-long sea voyage, if not a bit longer. So it's pretty rubbishy and pretty manky. It's certainly not the clean environment that you would normally expect, and that's caused Leon to just walk out. He's gone. Do any of the rest of you have anything you want to do down on the shore or with the?
I'd like to try and set fire to the sail.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, that is not difficult if you want to set fire to the sail. It's
yeah. See if anything else catches, but that's the.
Yeah, the sail goes up and it starts burning.
Could I not be on?
If I can handily carry a barrel of food, then I'll take that with me.
They're quite big, so between two of you, you could certainly push a barrel, or you could lift them off and leave them and roll them out of the way. But to get them up,
they're not on the boat.
Abbey, yeah, you can take them off the boat. And it doesn't take long before the sail goes up, and you see that there is no sign of anybody coming to rescue, or there's no sign of any Vikings. Whoever your friend, the Norseman, thought was going to come and save him, there's nobody coming right now.
It raises interesting questions. If there was 20 to 30 Vikings on this ship, and they're now all on shore, we've seen, 2 here? 2 here. Where are the other 28 men, potentially?
Maybe Will killed them all on the way.
I would take caution with Will's stories, young Milo.
Make a if you all guys all make a perception check for me.
Oh, are they going to jump out of the sand or something?
I'm just waiting for our weakest moment.
Milo, you spy on the. So you've come down a little bit of a cliff to get to the beach. You spy along the land bridge that you've between here and the Abbey. You spy a what looks like men walking.
I spy what looks like men walking.
Where?
I spy them with my eyes.
And with a 19, you can see that they are clearly more familiar figures. They are Anglo-Saxons. They're people that you recognise. And
are they good guys or bad guys, Milo?
I don't know. Hide the food.
What are their helmets pointing like this or like that?
They look like you.
Oh no.
So, you guys can have a look, or you can go up to them, or you can hang back. What do you want to do?
I think we'll giving up on sort of subtlety or avoiding risk, or just saunter up and for a better look and see what's happening.
You guys find that these are indeed they are the troops of the combined troops of the prior and of Theobald, and Theobald is there, and he comes up to you and sees Agnes, who runs from you guys to Theobald. She recognises him, and she's been a little bit creeped out by Milo since you shouted at her, and by Odo, who's largely covered in the arterial spray of blood from the Norsemen that you killed. And Theobald looks at you all, and it seems as though you have also been busy. God has been with us today. We have triumphed.
Indeed, triumph in the light.
And he looks over at the burning longboat now, because some of the timbers of the boat itself are starting to catch fire. And he looks at you, Samuel, and goes, "It seems the vengeance of the Lord has been visited upon the heathen."
He has been released from his unholy worship of beasts and cruel, twisted monsters, and hopefully will be now saved in the arms of our Lord.
And so you guys make your way back to the abbey with Theobald, and as you travel, you hear that the Vikings, they managed to catch them, ambush them from amongst the village and catch them reasonably unprepared, and that the losses were reasonably light, especially with the more professional soldiers that Prior Aidan brought with him from over on the mainland. So you arrive back at the abbey, and I think for your efforts, we'll give you guys all a point or a couple of points of notoriety. So let's kick your notoriety up a little bit, and there is the people are ecstatic. There is celebrating, of course. We did those. Of course, Will has got there before times, and has told them the story of how he has single-handedly killed 2 Norsemen, and you can see that the level of belief that he is getting is not high.
And then Odo walks into the room with just like sweep of blood right across his chest and face.
And there are people looking at you, and sort of Will turns around and goes, "Oh, I don't know how that happened. I imagine that it was because I intervened that they were all saved." And he goes off, and there are some people that sort of sweep him along, and he goes off telling stories to his mates, very happy that essentially he has been rehabilitated, gone from sort of flunky of the Stevenson family to being local hero. And you can see his big beardy mate Norg is there with him, buying him drinks, or getting him drinks. There's no drinks to buy. And as you guys, get yourself situated in the courtyard, Prior Aidan approaches you, Samuel, with a piece of paper which he hands to you, and says, "The blessings of the Lord be upon you. Father Samuel, brother.
And you, Prior.
This is a receipt, an acknowledgement of delivering St. Cuthbert's bones to us, and may I also say thank you for the work that you have just done.
You're too kind. You're too kind. It is mine to be of service.
And he looks at you and he goes, "Service, you say? I may have something else for you to do."
I am the hand of the Lord.
He's going to ask you to join the Avengers Initiative.
He looks at you and is very confused, and he goes, I never expected to hear the word initiative come out of the mouth of one such as yourself."
Startling talents.
Father Coleman told me about his skills with a knife. So, I have further work for you to consider, should you so choose. The North has many people who have yet to be led into the light of the Lord, and resourceful people such as yourselves could always do the Lord's work there.
If this is the Lord's will, then to the north I shall go.
But first, my friends, we have celebrations to make. The Lord be praised. And he disappears into the throng of people. And there is just general jubilation and celebration that night. Will's story.
Samuel's going to grab some cups and take them over to Odo and Milo and chaps. Probably owe you a drink. Ha ha. How do you feel about the North? Ha ha.
And as the night, just draws to a close, by the time you guys head off to bed, Will has successfully slaughtered 25 Norsemen himself, using a mixture of a mighty axe that he lost somewhere in the ocean, his own fists, and his bare teeth. Including 5 that he killed with one blow of this mighty axe. That's the night closes with celebrating, revelry from amongst the people, you guys go to bed with the knowledge that you have saved the people of Lindisfarne. None of this would have happened without your intervention, and you have for yourselves a future mission in the far and pagan north. You would also, by this stage, have managed to make it all to level 3. Yeah. So that is it. That is the Relic of Lindisfarne has been delivered. You defeated a Norseman, and your work for this adventure is done.
What kind of revelry would it be? I'm just wondering. It'd be a very reserved, puritanical level of revelry, right?
No. The priests, realizing that there has been, there's been sort of peak panic and all of that sort of stuff. Actually, no, they withdraw into the abbey, and it's pretty riotous and more than a little shockingly pagan from time to time. As often happens after men have indulged in bloodlust or other such things. So it's a little more secular than Samuel is used to.
Well, it's a special occasion, I suppose.
Party like it's $7.99.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for joining us in this medieval Tales from Europe campaign. We really hope you enjoy it and that you get behind and support the Kickstarter campaign when it comes out soon, because this is a great new way to play the world's favourite